The galaxy was a vast and ancient place full of civilizations that had stood the test of time. Their fleets stretched across the stars, their technologies evolved far beyond what many on Earth could even imagine. Yet there was one species that had begun to stir something the Council had never expected. Humanity for centuries, they had been a curiosity on the edge of galactic awareness, their world a tiny speck in the grand expanse of space, with no significant influence over the great powers that held sway over the galaxy. But now things were changing rapidly. The humans had begun to explore beyond their home planet, sending ships to distant stars. Their curiosity, their drive to reach out and explore, had ignited something within them. It wasn't just the scientific discoveries that captivated them. It was the potential to challenge the old orders of the galaxy that had begun to awaken in their hearts. From the very first colony ships to their accelerated technological advances, the Council had been watching with increasing concern. The humans were doing what no one expected. They were advancing at a pace that even the oldest civilizations could not comprehend. It started as whispers among the galactic representatives, subtle warnings from the more cautious members of the Council. Some suggested they might pose a threat, others laughed it off. But the truth was that no one knew what humanity was truly capable of. No one could predict what would come next. The Council had seen many species rise to power, but none had done so with such unrelenting momentum. The humans weren't just exploring, they were building something new, something that would redefine the way the galaxy saw them. And the Council knew it, but they couldn't stop it. They couldn't halt the surge of progress that the humans had set in motion. As time passed, the humans expanded their reach deeper into the stars, discovering new worlds and new technologies. Their ships became more sophisticated, faster, stronger. The old civilizations of the galaxy had long since grown complacent. They had relied on their established power and their immense fleets. But humanity was different. They were driven by an insatiable desire to achieve greatness, an ambition that no one had seen before. They were creating new weapons of war, but also new ways to think about peace. They were inventing entire new industries that would forever change the economy of the galaxy. Their engineers, their scientists, their visionaries all worked in unison, determined to push the boundaries of what was possible. The Galactic Council could only watch in growing unease. They knew that humanity was not just a passing curiosity. They were a force to be reckoned with. But still, there was no real proof of their capabilities. No one could say for certain how dangerous the humans might be. After all, they had no ship powerful enough to challenge the mighty fleets of the Council. Until now, whispers spread of a secret project on Earth, a project so ambitious that it would make all previous human achievements seem small. It was said to be the construction of a ship the likes of which had never been seen before, a dreadnought so large, so powerful, that it could rival the greatest warships in the galaxy itself. The news was met with skepticism at first, but as the rumors grew more persistent, the Council could no longer ignore the fact that humanity was about to show the galaxy something no one had seen coming. The humans were preparing to unveil a weapon unlike anything the galaxy had ever known, and the Council was left with only one question: what would it mean for them when the humans did finally reveal their strength? On Earth, the project had been in motion for years, its true purpose hidden from the general public. But every citizen knew something big was happening, something that would shape the future of humanity. The government had gathered the brightest minds from all over the world. Scientists, engineers, architects, and military strategists were brought together to create the impossible. They didn't just want to build a ship, they wanted to create a symbol, a statement to the galaxy that humanity had arrived. For decades, humans had looked up at the stars in awe, imagining what it would be like to explore those distant worlds. But the dream was always held back by their limitations. Their technology wasn't advanced enough, their resources weren't vast enough. But now things had changed. The united efforts of humankind had begun to unlock secrets of energy and propulsion that had once seemed impossible. The ship they were designing was not just any ship, it was something that could turn the tide in the galactic balance of power. Each component of the Dreadnought was carefully crafted and meticulously tested, from the hull that was designed to withstand the most powerful weaponry to the engines that could push the ship faster than anything in existence. Humans worked tirelessly day and night toward a single goal: to build a ship so powerful that it would capture the attention of the galaxy and ensure their place within it. Their mission was not fueled by arrogance, but by a deep belief in their potential. They had seen how far they had come as a species in such a short time, and knew that they could do more. Every piece of technology used in the construction of the Dreadnought was based on the best humanity had to offer, but there was something more than just the materials that went into it. It was a symbol of humanity's resilience and determination to overcome any obstacle. They had fought wars, diseases, famine, and now they were fighting to carve their future among the stars. As the construction continued, the world watched in awe. The sheer size of the ship began to take shape, a structure so massive that it could easily be seen from space. It was more than just a machine, it was a testament to human ingenuity. News outlets began to speculate on what this new ship would be capable of. Some believed it was simply a defensive measure, others thought it could be the key to a new era of exploration. No matter the reason for its creation, the excitement was palpable. There was a sense of unity among the people of Earth, the belief that they were all a part of something greater than themselves. They had always been a young species in the eyes of the galaxy, but now they would show the universe what they could do. And yet, as the project neared completion, the world held its breath, for they knew that once the ship was revealed, there would be no turning back. The galaxy would have to reckon with the fact that humanity was no longer a fringe player. They were now a force to be taken seriously. The humans understood that the Dreadnought was not just a symbol of strength. It was an invitation to join the galactic stage and prove they could stand shoulder to shoulder with the greatest powers in existence. With each passing day, as the ship took form, humanity felt a growing sense of anticipation. The future was finally within their grasp, and they were ready to take their place among the stars. The whispers began to spread throughout the galaxy. At first, they were nothing more than rumors, half-truths, and speculations about a ship that could shake the very foundation of the galactic order. It wasn't until a few small but unmistakable events that the Council took notice. The first sign came when a small human fleet performed a series of maneuvers in their outer sectors. Ships that had once seemed primitive now executed complex and highly efficient formations in deep space. They were coordinated far beyond what anyone had imagined. It was clear to those observing that these humans were no longer the naive explorers they had once been. The ships were built differently, more advanced and more powerful than anything their original designs should have allowed for. The Council began to question how the humans had achieved such advancements in such a short time. It was only a few months later when the Council received more troubling news. Human engineers had managed to tap into an energy source previously thought to be beyond their capabilities. The news sent ripples through the Council's communication channels. Experts debated its implications. Some claimed it could revolutionize travel across the galaxy. Others feared it could be used as a weapon. Soon after these reports came a startling development. A massive structure appeared in orbit around Earth. To most observers, it looked like nothing more than an enormous construction project, but to those who knew better, it was something entirely different. The sheer scale of the object left even the most jaded members of the Council speechless. It was clear now that the rumors were true. The humans were building something far more dangerous than anyone had imagined. Their project was not simply an advanced ship, it was the largest and most powerful warship the galaxy had ever seen. The Council attempted to remain calm, but behind closed doors, fear began to take root. How had the humans managed to construct such a ship, and why had they kept it so secret for so long? Some members of the Council pushed for immediate action, a show of force to deter humanity from growing too bold. Others insisted on waiting and seeing what the humans would do next, but deep down they all knew that the status quo was shifting. The balance of power was changing, and the galaxy's dominant powers could feel it. Humanity's actions had been unpredictable from the start, but now they were approaching the unthinkable. The Dreadnought was nearing completion, and it was clear that this was not a mere ship. It was a message, a statement of intent. And then the humans did the unexpected. They sent an invitation, a formal request to the Council to come to Earth and witness the unveiling of the Dreadnought for the first time. The invitation was polite but firm. No threats were made, yet the tone was unmistakable. The humans were ready to show the galaxy what they had built, and they wanted the Council to see it for themselves. The council was torn. Some were reluctant to engage with humanity, fearing the worst, while others saw it as an opportunity to learn more about this sudden and mysterious rise in power. As the time drew closer for the council delegation to arrive on Earth, there was a growing sense of unease. For all their technological marvels and vast fleets, the council could not deny the growing fear that humanity was about to reveal something they could not stop. The day arrived, and the galaxy watched with bated breath as the council delegation made their way to Earth. It wasn't just the council that had taken notice. The news spread quickly across the galaxy that humanity was about to reveal something that would change everything. Even the most distant systems tuned in to watch the event unfold. Humanity had kept their project under tight wraps, but now they were ready to show the world and the galaxy what they had built. The moment the Dreadnought came into view, even the most experienced diplomats and military leaders of the council were taken aback. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before. The ship slowly emerged from Earth's orbit, its massive frame filling the viewing screens across countless systems. Its hull gleamed under the light of the sun. Its structure was sleek yet imposing. Every inch of it was designed for one thing, and one thing only: power. It was an ocean of metal and energy that towered above any ship in the council's fleet. It was beyond anything humanity had ever dreamed of building, and now they were showing it to the galaxy. The council members stood silent, their eyes fixed on the screen as the human representatives began to speak. They were calm and collected. There was no arrogance, no boastfulness in their tone, just a quiet confidence that sent a chill down the spines of those who had once thought of humanity as insignificant. The humans explained that the Dreadnought was not a weapon of aggression, but a symbol of their technological progress and a demonstration of their potential. They had created it not just for defense, but to ensure their place in the galaxy as equals among the stars. They spoke of peace, but there was an underlying message of strength that could not be ignored. They were not asking for permission to join the galactic community. They were asserting their right to do so. And as the Dreadnought shifted into full view, the council understood the message perfectly. This was not a mere military vessel. This was a game changer. Its engines glowed with an energy that seemed to pulse through the very fabric of space itself. Its weapons were unlike anything the galaxy had seen before, capable of unleashing devastating force with pinpoint precision. Its defenses were designed to shrug off even the most advanced attacks with ease. There were no words that could accurately describe the weight of what the council was witnessing. This was no longer a question of whether humanity could be ignored. The galaxy would have to reckon with humanity's place in it, whether they liked it or not. And as the ship powered up, and its massive frame drifted through space, a sense of inevitability filled the air. The humans had shown the galaxy their strength, but they had also shown that they were no longer going to sit at the table as an afterthought. The council was now faced with a choice. They could attempt to stop the humans, but to do so would mean challenging a power they didn't fully understand. Or they could accept this new reality and figure out how to move forward with humanity as an equal. There was no easy answer, and as the Dreadnought floated in the vastness of space, the question remained: what would the galaxy do now? The council sat in stunned silence as the Dreadnought hovered in orbit over Earth, its presence overwhelming every sense of grandeur that had previously belonged to the oldest and most powerful fleets in the galaxy. This was no longer just a display of strength. It was an undeniable declaration that humanity was no longer a small player on the galactic stage. As the council deliberated in secret, many realized the implications of what they had just witnessed. This was not a show of arrogance or a plea for recognition. This was a challenge. Humanity had already proven it could build a ship unlike anything the galaxy had seen, but now they were about to prove whether it could be used to defend that strength. In an unexpected move, the humans issued a challenge. They proposed a series of simulations to demonstrate the capabilities of their Dreadnought against the most powerful ships in the galaxy. It wasn't just a battle of might, it was a test of strategy and technology, a demonstration to show if their creation was truly as powerful as it seemed. The council hesitated at first. No one wanted to risk their fleet against an unknown force, but the humans were insistent. They wanted to prove themselves, and the Dreadnought was their answer. A few brave factions agreed to participate, sending their most formidable warships to face humanity's new creation. The first battle took place in the outer reaches of the solar system. It was a massive engagement between the Dreadnought and the flagship of one of the Council's oldest members. The battle began with a flurry of laser fire and high-speed maneuvers. The Council's ship, sleek and agile, attempted to use its speed to outmaneuver the Dreadnought, but it quickly became clear that speed would not win the day. Humanity's ship moved with precision and power, its defenses effortlessly absorbing the Council's weapons fire, while its weapons struck with deadly force. The Council's ship fired everything it had in an attempt to disable the Dreadnought, but the human vessel shrugged off every attack as if it were nothing more than a minor inconvenience. Within minutes, the Council's ship was forced to retreat, its hull scared and broken by the Dreadnought's relentless assault. There was no question about it, the humans had won the first round, but it was only the beginning. One by one, the other Council factions sent their ships to challenge the Dreadnought. Each time the result was the same. No matter how advanced or well-equipped their fleets were, the Dreadnought proved superior in every way. It was not just the ship's weapons that made it unstoppable, it was the flawless coordination of humanity's tactics and the sheer resilience of their engineers. They had created a vessel that was more than just a warship, it was a force of nature. As the simulations continued and each Council fleet fell before the Dreadnought's might, the galaxy began to take notice. The whispers that had once filled the corridors of the Council now turned into conversations that couldn't be ignored. The humans had done the impossible. They had created a ship that could not be defeated, and the implications were far-reaching. The Council had to face the fact that humanity was no longer something they could control or dismiss. Their place in the galaxy had been secured, and it was clear that the balance of power had shifted forever. The question was no longer if humanity would take their place among the stars, but how the rest of the galaxy would respond to their newfound strength. The aftermath of the Dreadnought's display sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. It was no longer a question of whether humanity was a threat, it was a question of how the galaxy would respond to the undeniable power they had just unleashed. The Council was in disarray. Some factions were already calling for military action. They wanted to challenge humanity before they became too powerful to contain. Others were more cautious. They understood that humanity's Dreadnought was a game-changer, but they also recognized that provoking them might lead to unpredictable consequences. Fear began to spread like wildfire. The ancient powers of the galaxy had long been used to maintaining their dominance with their superior fleets and technologies. But now they were faced with a new player, one whose capabilities they could not fully understand or predict. Even the most seasoned diplomats and strategists couldn't come to a consensus. Some members of the Council argued that humanity's rise was a natural consequence of the galaxy's ever-expanding frontier. They had every right to claim their place among the stars. But others saw it as a threat to the established order. They feared that humanity's relentless pursuit of power might not stop with the Dreadnought. It could be the beginning of an arms race that would shake the very foundation of the galaxy's peace. The power of humanity's Dreadnought was undeniable. It had already bested the finest ships in the Council's fleet with ease. But what would happen when they turned that power outward toward the galaxy itself? Many began to fear that humanity's ambitions would not be contained. They had already shown that they could outthink and outbuild any adversary. What would happen when they turned that same ingenuity toward conquest? The galaxy's oldest factions began to unite against the possibility of humanity's rise. Even the more peaceful factions began to consider military options just in case. As discussions turned to fear and uncertainty, the humans continued their steady progress. They were not preparing for war. They had no interest in waging one, at least not yet. Instead, they began diplomatic talks, offering their technologies to help stabilize the galaxy and offering their support in solving long-standing issues between the galactic powers. But the suspicion was growing despite their outward peaceful stance. The question on everyone's mind was whether humanity's true intent was to seek cooperation or domination. In every corner of the galaxy, leaders discussed what their next move should be. Should they continue to challenge humanity and risk further conflict, or should they attempt to form alliances and work with this new power? While some saw humanity's offer for peace as genuine, others questioned whether this was simply a calculated move to mask their true intentions. The Dreadnought was still a constant reminder of what humanity had achieved in such a short time, and what they could still do. It was impossible to ignore the fear that had settled into the hearts of the galaxy's most powerful species. The question no longer seemed to be how humanity had built such a ship, but whether they could now use it to force the galaxy to bend to their will. The Council had no easy answers, and as the days passed, the unease continued to grow. The very foundation of galactic politics was being tested, and no one knew what the future would hold for those who had once been the undisputed powers of the stars. As the Council's fears grew, so did the tension between the galaxy's oldest powers and the new rising force, humanity. Their Dreadnought had proven its strength, but what would humanity do with that power? The Council was on edge, unsure whether humanity's intentions were peaceful or whether they had plans to reshape the galaxy by force. The most war-hungry factions began pushing for action, urging the Council to take a firm stance before humanity could become too dangerous to challenge. But among the growing tensions, something unexpected happened. The humans made a proposal, one that no one had anticipated. They sent an envoy to the Council offering an unprecedented opportunity. They would meet with the leaders of the Council in person to discuss an alliance. They were not asking for submission, they were not threatening or demanding anything, but instead, they were offering their technologies and their resources to help build a better future for the galaxy. Their leaders spoke of cooperation, a chance for the galactic powers to work together for mutual benefit, rather than continue a path of mistrust and competition. It was an offer of peace, but it was an offer that came with an implicit understanding of the new reality humanity had created. They made it clear that their Dreadnought was not a tool of conquest, but a symbol of their commitment to protecting their place in the galaxy, a place they now felt they had earned through innovation and strength. Many of the Council members were taken aback by the unexpected offer for peace. They had expected humanity to push for dominance, but this proposal was something entirely different. Some factions were skeptical. They doubted that humanity could truly have peaceful intentions while possessing such immense power. They feared that the offer was simply a clever tactic to gain influence in the Council without risking their full strength. But others saw it as a genuine attempt at reconciliation. They recognized the potential that humanity brought to the table. Their technologies could help solve long-standing issues in the galaxy, from resource distribution to peacekeeping. The offer was bold and honest, and it forced the Council to reconsider their assumptions about humanity. They had underestimated them in every way, from their rapid technological advancements to their ability to unite as one people for a common cause. The humans were not only offering their technology, they were offering a new way of thinking, a fresh perspective that many had been too set in their ways to consider. The discussions grew heated as the factions debated whether to accept humanity's offer or to reject it outright. The Council was divided. Some wanted to test humanity's resolve further, others wanted to seize the opportunity to collaborate and learn from their advancements. But the longer the Council deliberated, the more it became clear that humanity's rise was not something that could be ignored or resisted forever. They had shown their strength, they had demonstrated their ability to lead, and now they were offering their hand in partnership. The question that lingered in the minds of every Council member was simple: would they take the offer, or would they risk alienating humanity at a time when their potential could change the fate of the galaxy forever? In the silence of the Council chambers, the weight of the decision hung heavy. It wasn't just about humanity's future, it was about the future of the entire galaxy. The Council's chambers were filled with heated debate. The decision before them was monumental. It was not just about accepting or rejecting an alliance, it was about the future of the galaxy itself. Humanity had shown the galaxy its strength, its ambition, and its willingness to engage in cooperation, but there were still many who doubted that their intentions were pure. Some members of the Council argued that humanity's rise was simply too sudden, too overwhelming to be trusted. They feared that the humans were playing a long game, and that their offer of peace was merely a guise for something more dangerous. Others argued that the time had come for a new approach. The galaxy could no longer afford to cling to old power structures. Humanity had proven that it could lead with both strength and vision. The decision was not an easy one, and it wasn't until the final hours of the debate that a resolution was reached. In a historic vote, the Council decided to extend a hand of partnership to humanity. They would accept their offer and forge an alliance that would reshape the future of the galaxy. The humans had made their case, and the galaxy's oldest powers had come to realize that they could no longer maintain their dominance through fear and isolation. Humanity's rapid advancement had been a wake-up call, and the Council recognized that cooperation with this new force was their best chance to secure a prosperous future for all. But the path forward would not be without challenges. There were still factions within the Council that viewed humanity with suspicion, and there were worlds outside of the Council's reach that feared the rise of this new power. Yet even in the face of these challenges, humanity's commitment to peace remained unshaken. They had shown their strength, but now they were showing their capacity for diplomacy. They offered their knowledge of sustainable technologies that could solve some of the galaxy's most pressing issues. They proposed initiatives to unite fractured systems and prevent future wars. The humans had proven that they could be trusted to lead not through force, but through their vision for a better future. As the alliance was formed and the first steps were taken toward a new galactic order, the Dreadnought remained a powerful symbol of humanity's rise. It was no longer a symbol of fear, but a symbol of possibility, a reminder that even the youngest species could shape the fate of the stars. The galaxy had changed forever, and humanity had secured its place, not as a conqueror, but as a leader. The Council now looked to the future with cautious optimism. The path ahead was uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, there was hope that the galaxy could move forward together. Humanity's journey was just beginning, and with their strength and vision, they would help guide the galaxy into a new era of peace and progress. The stars were no longer just for the oldest civilizations to claim. They belonged to everyone now, and humanity was ready to take its place among them. And as the Dreadnought sailed quietly through space, its presence was no longer a threat, but a promise of what was possible when strength was used to build rather than to destroy.